opportunity for our individuals, especially students and faculty members, to participate, engage, and develop innovative products as part of it, and then invention or the patent generation, and gradually to be moved towards it's then gradually added like Smart India Hackathon, boot camps. Then recently we have brought into the picture of AICT, Investors Network, so many initiatives. But today we will talk specifically about one of the initiatives which started 2 years back, and within this 2 years, as an integral component of the IIC demonstration, and also we touch upon why institutions innovation councils should establish YUKTI innovation repository in their institute. IICT, we are trying to build a culture of problem solving and entrepreneurial mind, and providing policy and conducive climate for all our education institutions, including higher education and the school, so that a multi-lab innovation ecosystem will evolve and then interact and connect with multi-stakeholders, so that a collaborative way ecosystem will grow, and our academic institutions will lead this innovation ecosystem in our country and will drive the innovation agenda in the nation. So an Institutions Innovation Council is one of the key components, and now AICT made it mandatory for all our higher education institutions, especially those comes under the AICT umbrella structure, to establish an IIC, and now it should go beyond the establishment, that is the functional Institution Innovation Council is now required, and we will also working on the component how we will handle and handle to the inactive Institution Innovation Councils, so they will active, their performance will increase with ecosystem existing in other institutions. And for this, they conduct round-the-year guided activities like IIC calendar activities, self-driven activities, then MIC-driven activities, celebration activities, and recently also AICT has supported in establishment of R&D cells, and now a new category of R&D cell activity also will be introduced with special weightages for the institutions those will involve. Further, to handle these Institutions Innovation Councils, we have different funding systems like mentor-mentee schemes, we have impact lecture schemes where we provide financial assistance and also connect between institutions of higher quality and those are emerging institutions to help each other. Furthermore, in the institutions level, pre-innovation activities, IPR and technology transfer activities in the campus that actually enhance the performance and effectiveness of the activities they undertake. Another component, what we are going to discuss in detail, that is called YUKTI Innovation Repository. It was introduced 2 years back after realizing that our institutions are actually lacking a system of scouting, sourcing, then mentoring, then nurturing, then handholding our ideas or the individuals with ideas, innovations and startup at the institutions level. So we are creating a first layer supporting system at the institutions level by engaging our innovation ambassadors and the mentors and ecosystem enablers nearby the institute, and we prepare them to pitch in front of the pre-incubation, the incubation cell, and gradually taking their innovations to the next level and conversion into a startup. This is called the YUKTI Innovation Repository, and YUKTI Innovation Repository is kind of a repository where institute create two repository, maintain that repository, and use that repository for scouting, sourcing, and referring or providing handholding supports. And all these components what I mentioned, actually it is zero critical investment. That means the whole platform is developed by the Ministry of Education and it is free to use by the institutions, and we have a complete whole team of IIC general in charges and also innovation managers physically placed in different parts of the country, and also with the whole other team members at the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, those that continuously guide our institutions to undergo all the whole process of institutionalizing innovation startup culture in our institutions. And the main purpose of this Institutions Innovation Council is to give a guiding framework and also mentoring supports to our education institutions and capacity building of space in the faculty members and student members equally, and then providing mentoring and funding supports to the innovations comes from the education institutions. And the beauty of this IIC component, IIC framework is it is accommodative, flexible, having the enough flexibility, and it ensures activities organized throughout the year and in a collaborative way. That means in a synchronized and collaborative way, and breaking the isolation is the main component of this IIC. And also it has a decentralized way of operation and division of works by allocating the works to different coordinators within the institute, work grow and strengthen on each and every day. And especially the capacity building of faculty and student members as innovation ambassadors and mentor-mentee, all these schemes are actually making the institutions to produce quality innovations from their academic setup. We have more than 15 such programs, so we call the sub-programs. Those are part of this institution's innovation councils, and that means once one institute will set up an IIC and will have a functional IIC, and many programs we introduce each and every year to make our education institutions better and much productive. So YUKTI Innovation Repository is one of the initiatives of the whole thing, as you can see. Like we have connection with the schools, then we have mentor-mentee. We started with zero in 2018, zero count, because it started with the scratch. It's just from the zero level, and gradually we have increased. Gradually we got 900 institutions, then 2,000 institutions, then 4,000 institutions, and in the last 5.5, 6 years, the whole network of institutions has crossed 15,500 as of today. And it is happy to share with you all the universities, standalone institutions, arts and science colleges, non-technical institutions, medical colleges, and also technical colleges. So everywhere you will find this IIC and spread across all 28 states in 9 universities. And so far, more than 1 lakh faculty members are part of the whole count, all these 15,500 IICs established. And more than 1.47 lakh student members are part of it, more than 16,000 external experts are part of it, and 53,000 faculty members already gone through the process. See that more than 2,100 institutions have actually built YUKTI Innovation Repository in their campuses. They are scouting the ideas, innovations, and startups regularly. Now it has crossed more than 1.9 lakh submissions of the ideas deposited in the YUKTI Innovation Repository, and in 2,138 institutions. So the YUKTI Innovation Repository, now we've added another component called IP also. That means YUKTI Innovation Repository is not only capture the ideas, innovations and startups, also it will capture the intellectual properties, and that will help in 4 things. Actually, that will create a pipeline of quality innovations and startups from education institutions. Because Innovation Repository, YUKTI Innovation Repository will be created at each institute level, and that will have the different features that will enable the institutions to scout, verify, and then put them into a category where that will be used by the that will be accessed by the different stakeholders like ecosystem enablers, or institute can connect with the nearest incubation unit or their own incubation unit and industrial community to provide them further handholding support. In addition to this, the funding and the investment in the pipeline, also Ministry of Education and AICT conduct various innovation challenges through which we provide them funding support, and also we have enabled the feature for all our education institutions that they can also conduct challenges, innovation challenges and competitions by using this YUKTI Innovation Repository system from the IIC. Then the investors community now much interested in this innovation repository, the scouted innovations and startups to this repository system, and now they are regularly assessing their requirements, and we connect the desired and eligible innovations and startups with the investors community, and our patients and startups are getting the investment opportunities. Then the innovation ambassadors in our Institute Innovation Councils, they engage in this innovation repository as a mentor, as an evaluator, as a verifier, and they also try the innovation as an innovator or as an entrepreneur. And so far, if you will see this graph, that southern region, SRO region, is still leading in terms of number of ideas, innovation, startups, followed by south central region and southwest region and western region and northern region, northwest region also. So these are the distribution of scouted ideas, innovation, startups in different zones. And at present, more than 2,138 institutions have built the innovation repository, but we are actually looking for at least another 5,000 such institutions to come and join this innovation repository. And it is kind of it's an integral part of the IIC, and they have to build the repository at the institute level. Repository of one institute will be not visible to the another institute. It is well protected and secure system, and the repository will be accessed by that institute. And when that institute wants to connect with other institute, only then it will be connected. And those innovations and startups are actually crossed to the verification level or the verification stage at institute level, and they receive a recommended category. Then only that, after that, they will access to the whole, like they can access to the ecosystem or any kind of support system exists in the system that they can approach. Or that they can utilize. Like for example, the Ministry of Education has different challenges, or similarly other institutions also will come and flood different innovation challenge competitions. So all these things can be accessed by the other innovators and the startup founders or the entrepreneurs and ideators. So at present, out of 1.9 lakh or 1.9 lakh ideas, innovations and startups, as part of the repository, 99,000, approximately 1 lakh are actually at the idea stage, and we call them idea stage because they are in the TRL, technology readiness level of 1 to 3. That means it is just the proof of concept stage they are in. Around 63,000 entries or the 63,000 applications are part of the repository are actually in TRL 4 to TRL 9, but they are actually not into the startup stage, but they are into the product and innovation stage. And another 9,910, that means around 10,000 are in this startup or business model stage. That means they have the product innovation, also they have the business as part of it, and around 50 to 60% of all these startups are actually DPIT registered and recognized. So this is called a distribution of YUKTI, and YUKTI Innovation Repository actually helping the institutions to streamline their innovation startup ecosystem and enabling them to address the challenges and bottlenecks this in the current system, so that a smooth process will be established for scouting, removing the duplicacies and the redundancy efforts, and then doing the necessary verification and quality checking, and identifying the serious applications required for mentorship, funding, incubation linkage, pre-incubation support, and gradually linking with the mentor and connecting the mentor, then taking the process forward and conversion into different stages in the technology readiness level, then going to the funding stages, then going to the level of the investment stages. So this is called a value chain enhancement process, and at quality aspect of the ideas, innovations and startups through this YUKTI Innovation Repository. That's why establishment of YUKTI Innovation Repository is very, very important for all of the IIC institutions, be it technical or non-technical, and asking and prompting and motivating all individuals, be it a student or a faculty or an entrepreneur or an inventor or this, even the staff of the institutions, those are part of the IIC having the membership, they should register in the YUKTI and should create an account, and after that they are ready to submit n number of ideas, n number of innovations, n number of startups to the repository, and that will be accessible to the respective institute only, and that institute duty is to verify with all these entries, and then the providing necessary handholding support to make them progress in the innovation value chain. Coming to next, actually you will see that how this distribution of ideas, innovation, startups are actually happening. If you will see that you will classify the institutions of affiliated university, open university, then college and institutions, those are government supported, college, so those are the private or the self-funded, then deemed state university of the government support, and deemed state university of self-finance category, then institute of national importance and central universities, and also we have category called polytechnic institutions of government and self-finance. You will see that the maximum participation is coming from college and institutions, those are self-finance category. We will also build a strong repository of ideas, innovation, startups, and they will also build the culture of innovation, incubation, the pre-incubation system in their campuses. So in 2024, IIT Delhi had conducted a survey and also developed an impact report of how this YUKTI Innovation Repository and the IIC program and other programs at Ministry of Education Innovation Cell is actually build the culture and ecosystem of innovation, entrepreneurship, especially producing the startups and commercialization of all these startups. We found that around 200 plus IIC institutions took part in this, around 230 plus IIC institutions. And out of these 7,347 incubated startups, 3,151 startups are actually reached to the revenue generating stage within second year, within 2 years of the establishment in the institutions or in the incubation unit. And the total business valuation of all these startups has crossed 84,000 crores. That was a kind of a, you can say that the first time in the country our education institutions took a very concrete and very strong foundational step. These startups are now also having a good revenue generating capabilities. But this picture was not in anywhere in 2017 and 18 where this IIC is that framework started. During that time, the subject of entrepreneurship, startup, innovation was complete and alien to the institutions, and faculties were far away from this the whole support system to develop in the institutions. But now institutions leadership is quite positive and proactive because they have understood that having good performance in these categories of innovation entrepreneurship, actually that helps in getting into this problem solving and creative way of engaging themselves while academic. And gradually once they graduate from the institute, they are venturing into the innovation startup, or even though they are not into the startup, wherever they join, their productivity enhance and they are proving themselves as a very productive employee and entrepreneurial employee in their respective organization. So this is the benefit of YUKTI Innovation Repository. This is the benefit of Institute Innovation Council. A functional, I'm not saying just only having a registered IIC. I'm saying that those institutions seriously having a functional IIC and those institutions having functional IIC with a functional YUKTI Innovation Repository, these are the indicators, these are performance indicators, actually indicates their growth pattern, how they are going to set the trend in next 4 to 5 years. So it's my request. It's the kind of a prescribatory or you can say suggested measures for each and every IIC institutions. Please go ahead and make your IIC functional and establish YUKTI and repository, and everything is integral component of the IIC portal system, and that will help many individuals to access the fund and get the mentorship and also access to the investment opportunities. So in addition to the having a system of IIC and YUKTI repository, we have connected that one with the funding support system we offer at AIC and MIC. We have started the first funding support system in 2019 as a National Innovation Challenge, and during that time we have only supported at the idea stage of technology readiness level of 1 to 3. But gradually we have learned from our practice, and then we have slotted the next second edition of the funding scheme called National Innovation Challenge 2020, where we only focused upon the proof of concept of TRL3 and TRL4. And within this 2019 edition, 2020 edition, you can see that more than 4,000 ideas and 9,949 proof of concepts scouted from the education institutions through this YUKTI Innovation Repository system, and then after taking them through a multi-stage of mentoring, evaluation and training on innovation, validation, idea validation, then business model validation, all kind of things, finally we have provided funding support to 75 start innovations, and with a funding support of 10 lakhs per innovation team. And the result is, out of the 75 innovations we have funded, around 58 innovations reached the TRL 6 and 7. They started their journey in TRL 3 and 4, and they reached the TRL 6 and 7 within 1 to 1.5 year period time with incubation support from the incubation units, and they have started their startups. And total more than 60 patents generated by these 75 innovations, and around 56 startups converted, and all the startups are DPI programs. So you can say that the impact of this funding support system built upon the IT and University Repository, how it is actually changing the whole scenario, and keeping it that in mind. So we started YUKTI Innovation Challenge 2023, and this time we have received 3,000. We received the innovations of 36,000 of different TRL stage of 4 to 9 from our IIC institutions. But after going through the multiple stages of evaluation and mentoring things, finally 4,100 innovations nominations received from the institutions, and then and around 2,000 who have completed the training, and they have demonstrated their innovations during various institutions, innovation council, regional meets conducted in 20 cities. And finally, 135 innovations received funding support of 10 lakhs per innovation, and at present 213 startups have been developed, and this is the outcome of funding support system we have. But we are saying this is not enough. This is the only contribution from the Ministry of Education side, that which is built upon the Innovation Repository and IIC. But also we have created a feature for the each and every IIC. They also can formulate various challenges using this YUKTI Innovation Repository, and they can also conduct various competitions. Also we have a plan for the ecosystem enablers. They will plot various challenges which will be accessible to all our innovators and institutions to take part in these competitions. So this is all about the funding support system. Taking these things forward, we found that because the Kapila program, the Kapila program for IP literacy and IP filing. So IIC institutions get benefited much, and also especially the inventors who are part of the University Repository. And in the last three years, the trend is actually phenomenal. There is an increase in 266% rise in the patent filing and 152% rise in the patent grants from all of our education institutions. So this indicates that when the multiple things comes together in a synchronized way, that is IIC, YUKTI Innovation Challenge, then Kapila program, all these things result into a very focused and very streamlined manner in enhancing the intellectual property, patents, innovative ideas, startup, and mostly the quality-driven output. And to further to support all our IC institutions and YUKTI participants, we conduct programs regularly. So recently we had this IP Utsav, and also in the month of January we had Udyamotsav, where we have identified innovations from education institutions and connected with the investors community. So we conduct this kind of events in every alternative quarter or alternative period, so that actually the quality innovations they find in a platform to pitch their innovations and secure investment opportunities. And more importantly, that we had set a trend that every year we organize regional meets, IIC regional meets. We started in 2022 with 15 IIC regional meets. Then we conducted 20 IIC regional meets in 2024. And already we have announced that 26 IIC regional meets will be held during the month of August in 2025 in 26 cities across the country. And during this IIC regional meets, in addition to the IIC institutions will be invited to demonstrate their IIC impact and achievements. Also, this YUKTI Innovation Challenge 2025 and AICT Productizing Fellowship, through these challenges, the nominations we will get from the institutions or the submissions from the innovations. After scrutiny and the verification, the selected one, shortlisted one will be invited to demonstrate, to participate in the IIC regional meet, and they will demonstrate their innovations and also by the SAG SAG Bureau of the AICT. And YUKTI Innovation Challenge is managed by the Ministry of Education Innovation Shell. But first time we integrated these two schemes to the IIC and the YUKTI Innovation Repository system. So, because the objective is very common, to provide financial assistance to the products or the innovations. So that's why the scouting mechanism is now common. So that means all IIC institutions and the institutions having YUKTI Innovation Repository and submission in the YUKTI Innovation Repository, which is verified by the institute, and those submissions received recommended status after verification will be eligible to participate in APF and to YUKTI Innovation Challenge 2025 as per the eligibility criteria. So the eligibility criteria for APF is different. The eligibility criteria or the participation criteria for challenge will be different. But there is some common. I am going to tell about what is the common, and after that we will go to the demonstration pages. So this information will already been sent to all our institutions. I will only touch upon the very selective points, because after this orientation program and the demonstration of the portal of YUKTI Innovation Repository and then all these challenges, from tomorrow, from the day after onwards, from the first step onwards, you can ask your queries during this question and answer session, which will be held by using the WebEx. So we will share the link, we will share the timelines in advance for next 15 days, like for next 3 weeks. At least we will organize three question and answer orientation sessions or 3 question and answer sessions for each zone, and that means we have 8 zones, 8 into 3, so around 24 such question and answer sessions will be held for next 3 weeks. So that means you have enough time, but you have to understand what is the minimum requirement, and also you have to disseminate this information among all students and the faculty members. Those have not yet registered in the YUKTI, they have to register. Those have already registered in the YUKTI, they have to see that what kind of applications, ideas, innovations they have already submitted, and those have not yet submitted, they have to submit as soon as possible. And after that, your institute also has to conduct the verification at the institute level by allocating each applications to the minimum three mentors. These mentors can be the innovation ambassador trained in your institute or nearby institute, or any external mentor. Those are available to the institute. First you enroll them, assign minimum SN each application will be minimum three mentors or innovation ambassador, and they will recommend by using their login itself, and then the kind of each application will receive a recommended category. Then only that will be visible to the respective inventor or the individual, and they have to take the necessary action of submission for APL or nomination of the things by the institute to the Minister of Education. So this process I am going to tell you very briefly. Let me tell actually what is the objective of this thing. So AICTE Productizing Fellowship is actually meant for students. That means APF is only for students, and for which kind of students? The students of undergraduate, postgraduate, even the doctorate, but must from AICTE approved institutions. But please note that this fellowship is not linked with your academic requirement. Academic requirement is different. This is different. This fellowship is a non-academic fellowship. So that means students are eligible of any level of study, but must from AICTE approved institutions where IIC exists and YUKTI University Repository exists. That means even though you are an AICTE approved institution, if you have no IIC, if you have no YUKTI University Repository, you are not eligible to, or your institution will not to leverage this benefit. And for this AICTE Productizing Fellowship, institute role is only to scout and verify, but institute can't nominate, because by using the IIC portal, here it is a direct submission by the students to the AICTE through YUKTI University Repository. So here institute's nomination role is not there. But having an IIC, functional IIC, having the YUKTI University Repository through which they have to scout and they have to verify the innovations of TRL. Once the student is submit their innovations and get verified and recommended, from the recommended category, institute has to nominate the best innovations to the YUKTI Innovation Challenge. So these are the differences and the common features between these two schemes, and more information we will share through the email. We will with the detailed guideline. Please go through the guideline and criteria, and accordingly first make sure that institute IIC must have an YUKTI University Repository, and you share the link in the YUKTI University Repository to all of your individuals to get registered in the YUKTI and submit their ideas and innovations on time, and then verification of all the submissions, and then recommended ones will be eligible for either for submission by the individuals or nomination by the institute. This is a very clear-cut statement I can give at this moment. And eligibility criteria for fellowship already I mentioned that there must be an AICTE approved institution, and all team members must be a full-time student in any one of the undergraduate, postgraduate, doctoral program, but must be having a studentship and full-time studentship. And if it is from different institutions, then bona fide certificates from each is required. And written targets also can participate, but it must be within the 2 years of graduation. So those are having more than 2 years of graduation, they are not eligible. And if any candidate has gone through different grant challenges, it will be much advantageous for there is a high chance of selection, but there is no guarantee. But because this selection will go through various process of evaluation, then only one innovative product development proposal per student will be calculated. But at this moment, one team can submit multiple innovations. That is allowed. But finally, when it will be selected, only if even though your 2 innovations will get shortlisted, only one will be counted. So that is the meaning of project support. And the initially period and around 37,000 support rupees per month to each member will be provided as part of the Productizing Fellowship. And the entry level is called proof of concept, and maximum 3 members per team is allowed, and in exceptional cases 4 members team may be considered. So idea stage will be not considered. So minimum TRL 3, 2 or I think 3 is the entry point. So TRL 3 and above is permitted. And in the first year, actually, around 500 such fellowships will be provided, and next year, another 150 or 160 fellowships will be provided. And if required, few those that receive the fellowship in this year, based on the requirement, they will get extension to continue for another 1 year. And there is a contingency grant is also there, up to 50,000 rupees per year per team, as per the requirement. So in the first year 500 teams, and in the next year another 150 teams will be supported. And as this scheme is managed by the AICT SAG Bureau, so for any kind of queries, you can directly call by using this number, or you can write to them by using this email affiliate@aict-india.org. But all submissions, scouting, everything will be made through YUKTI Innovation Repository only, and that means any institute, any AICT institution having an IIC or functional IIC, or even active and functional YUKTI Innovation Repository, and then a repository of ideas, innovations submitted by innovators, like especially student members, those are in the full-time of this full-time graduate, undergraduate and doctoral study programs, and the submissions are getting verified by the respective IIC institutions. After that only each individual can submit the idea innovations to through this portal for the APF for AICT Productizing Fellowship. So this is about the APF. Now comes to the YUKTI Innovation Challenge. Actually, it's the 4th edition, and this is improvised version of YUKTI Innovation Challenge 2023. And here entry point is TRL 4 and above, and any IIT institute can participate. And the submissions made by the innovators, the faculty, student, alumni, or the incubator entrepreneurs, institute has to verify and they have to nominate the best innovations up to 10 numbers for participation in this YUKTI Innovation Challenge. So here it is a nomination from the institution, but before nomination, institute has to make sure that all student, faculty, or interested members of the IIC must submit their innovations, and that innovation must verified by the institute before they nominate the 10 best innovations. They can package the innovations, the 10 counts. If they can block, they can delete, they can add, but before that they have to make sure that all individuals who are interested to be part of this innovation challenge, they must submit their innovations, and institute must verify before they go for the nominations. So those will take part in this YUKTI Innovation Challenge. They will receive mentoring support. It's a multi-stage mentoring support. They will receive training support. They will get hand-holding support on achieving the problem solution fit, product market fit, and business model fit through participation in the various boot camps and the pitching rounds, and participation in the IIC regional meet and mentoring process. And online sessions will also be conducted. And finally, after multiple stages of the evaluation, the shortlisted one will be invited to the IIC regional meet for demonstration, and then they will put through the process of support system from AICT and Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. Then incubation linkage will be provided as per their interest and preference, and then connection with investors will be also provided, so that the funding system will be linked with the investment opportunities and the incubation linkage opportunities. So the provision of funding support is up to 10 lakh rupees for innovation. It is to the innovation. The innovation have the members like 2 members, 3 members, 4 members, 5 members. There is no bar in the team members count, but it is to the for innovation up to 10 lakh rupees they can access or they can obtain. And the timeline for YUKTI Innovation Challenge is that now we are in the process of popularizing this concept and creating awareness and sensitization about these challenges. it will continue till to 15th June. Also the submission, nomination submission line will continue till 15th June only. So till 15th June, all IIS institutions, please make sure that you get maximum submissions to your YUKTI Innovation Repository from your different innovators, inventors, faculty, students and alumni and startups. And then verify by the time, and you nominate the best 10 innovations. Those innovations have not received any funding support before. Those innovations actually deserving but not yet supported from any other sources. So please keep these things in the mind, and the detailed guideline will also provide to you all. And follow the guideline and nominate the best one. And we don't want the startups at this present, because our objective is that through this support system, innovations will convert into startups. So don't nominate the startups. Let the startups try their best in other sources. And from 16th June to 30th June, the first level verification and shortlisting of innovations will be conducted, so that the shortlisted one will be invited to participate in the regional meets. IIS regional meets to be conducted between the month of August. And then before that also we conduct the capacity building workshops for the shortlisted innovations, so that idea validation, innovation validation can be happen, so that they will present better during the IIS regional meet. Also they will be able to pitch in a better way to the investors community during the IIS regional meet. And after that we will organize the boot camp for the shortlisted one. Those will participate in the IIS regional meet, and then big plan submission will be made, and after that funding support and incubation linkage support will be provided to the eligible innovations. And this is all about YUKTI Innovation Challenge. And once they will secure the funding, then it will continue for one year period to work on the innovation, convert into refinement of the technology into the TRL 7 or 8. And then gradually patent filing, then supporting the mentoring, supporting the accessing the incubation linkage, then supporting the participation in various competitions, and also so many other benefits will come in once they will be part of the YUKTI Innovation Challenge program. And this is all about the YUKTI Innovation Repository and importance of IIC, and also why each and every institute and every individual from the institute should register and idea innovations, and the various opportunities of FPF and YIC already highlighted. Now, next 10-15 minutes, we are going to demonstrate the YUKTI Innovation Repository, because last year we found that many institutions have wrongly or mistakenly they have created only one account, and through the single account they have submitted the ideas, innovations from different inventors, which is not actually not permitted, which is not good practice. Because here the institute goal is to promote to set the link of the repository and invite more individuals to register in the repository as an innovator, and after the registration one account will be created for that particular inventor or the innovator or the individual, and through that will equip I think at this moment there is no timeline, it's throughout the life. And they have to use that the link, and they have to submit ideas, innovations and startups, even patents, as many number is. There is no limitation, but there must be the team lead of that innovation or the what are the application they submit, and that will come to the institute. Institute will see that what are the submissions are coming, and throughout the year this link is active. So throughout the year this repository will keep on building, and institute will also keep on doing the verifications, and the repository will get enriched every day, every week, every month, and that repository will act as a pipeline for the institute to connect with their own incubation and the pre-incubation unit, or nearby incubation, pre-incubation units, or connect with any other resource system or the resource ecosystem enablers to provide necessary handholding support. So this is called pipeline building, and repository creation is actually the objective. And let's enjoy the total demonstration going to be given by Ms. Selvarani, who is the Innovation Officer at Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. Over to Selva.
Thank you, Ritan, for the Actually,
and go my slides are also.
Right, so yes.
Thank you, Deepan, for the brief about the AICT productization challenge.
Selva, some background sound is coming, just ask everybody to mute.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the brief introduction and the explanation of IAC's role and the AICT Productization Fellowship and YUKTI Innovation Challenge. Now we'll step into the portal guidance directly. So before that, I just wanted to reiterate what was given to you, what was presented to you. What is the difference between AICT Productization Fellowship, that is APF, and YUKTI Innovation Challenge 2025. So the difference is like eligibility, student innovators from AICT approved IIC institutions for APF, for YUKTI Innovation Challenge, students, faculty from technical, non-technical higher education institutions of all the IIC institutions. The submission method for the APF, student will nominate directly from their login through YUKTI Innovation Repository. For the YUKTI Innovation Challenge, IIC Institute will nominate through IIC Institute login portal. I repeat again, the submission method for APF is student innovators will nominate, will apply from the YUKTI Innovation login itself. And for the YUKTI Innovation Challenge, IIC Institute will nominate from their IIC Institute login. The type of institutions, only the AICT approved IIC institutions can participate in this productization fellowship. But YUKTI Innovation Challenge, all IIC institutions can participate. The common criteria for both the scheme is YUKTI Innovation Repository under an IIC institutions. So all innovation must be submitted by the innovator in the YUKTI Innovation Repository. The other common criteria, what are the submissions in the YUKTI Innovation Repository should be verified by their institutions and it should have recommended status. So now, what is YUKTI Innovation Repository? Already Deepan sir has given the brief about YUKTI Innovation Repository. I will take just a minute. So every institute should have the YUKTI Innovation Repository to have the visibility in the national level and to have their innovation management, because in the YUKTI Innovation Repository, this is a centralized tracking of innovation progress. It is categorized with different TRL, MRL and IRL, and also it is categorized idea, process, service kind of thing. And also here in the YUKTI Innovation Repository we give the funding and collaboration feature also. And this is moreover the simplified participation, multiple challenges. There is a best example now. The YUKTI Innovation Repositories, we have announced both programs, that is APF and YUKTI Innovation Challenge. So the multiple challenges and fellowship will be announced through YUKTI Innovation Repository. So to create the culture of innovation, we request all IIC institutions to motivate your students, faculties and startups to be active in the YUKTI Innovation Repository to have the funding and collaboration in upcoming challenges and the ongoing challenges. So now we'll straight away look into the YUKTI Innovation Challenge. So as we explained again and again, the YUKTI Innovation Challenge, the nomination will be from the institutions. The first point what we have to do, the institution's responsibility to have the active repository requirement. So how the institute can reach out to the students in the IIC Institute under this IPR Innovation Repository. The institute can be able to see the direct link here. So this link can be shared with your students, faculty members and the incubators to use register directly under your institute and submit the idea, POC, innovation prototype or business model and start. So the first and foremost step is have an active repository requirement. So to get the link can be found in the IIC Institute login itself. So please use this direct link to ask your students and faculty members to register directly.
Yes, I just want to add one line just. So this link belongs to your institute only. That means it is customized. This link is customized for the YUKTI repository of that particular institute. So that means once we share that link, once somebody will click, it will click, it will by mentioning the institute name, and there is no need of doing more things, only they have to start entering the things. But if somebody wants to do by directly accessing YUKTI portal or YUKTI web page, then they have to select the institute name. That is Selva is going to demonstrate how it is going to happen.
Yeah. Thank you. So the second important step is once the repository is created, its institute duty to scout and verify the submission of their innovators. So here institute can see in the innovation repository itself, they can add the verifiers. Who can be the verifier? The verifier can be of your internal innovation ambassadors or the external innovation ambassadors. External innovation ambassadors means the innovation ambassadors of the peer IAC institutions. So you can make use of the peer IAC institutions innovation ambassadors also to verify your innovations, as well as you can have external verifier. Other than any IAC members also can verify the innovation submitted by your institute. So once the repository is created, the second most important step is you need to verify by assigning the verifiers. I have given the step here how to assign the verifier. So you can just go to the repository and then click here assign, and you will get whatever the verifiers you have added in your IAC portal, and select the verifiers. The email will be sent to the verifier by saying this innovation is assigned to you for the verification. So it's institute duty to check the verifiers have completed their job and then check whether it is recommended or it is not recommended. If it is not recommended, the institute we are expecting to give you a mentorship and they can upgrade in their idea based on their suggestion. So once the verification is completed, you can see this the dashboard of YUKTI. So total individual registered 24 and total innovation submitted is 45 and recommended is only 14. So why I am giving this recommended precisely here? For the APF and for the YUKTI Innovation Challenge, for both programs, the recommended innovations only can be nominated or submitted for further steps. So it is very much important if the innovator submitted in their YUKTI portal, all the submission is visible in the IAC portal. The second step, as I said, they have to assign the verifier, and then it is important for the IAC institute to ensure that assigned verifier is completing their verification. If the verification status is pending, so you won't be able to nominate this innovation for any of the scheme. So please ensure your verifier is doing their job on time so that you can nominate the innovations on time to both the schemes. Now we are considering the repository is created, you have assigned the verifier and the verification is done. So now the foremost step is like how to nominate to the YUKTI Innovation Challenge. So here you can click the IPI Innovation Standard Repository, you can click Manage Challenges. The step 1, click on Manage Challenge and you will be able to see the list of challenges available here. The second step is click on the YUKTI Innovation Challenge 2025 and click on Nominate Challenge. So here, when you click on the Nominate Challenge, you can see the list of innovations verified, that is recommended, will be displayed here. So you can select multiple innovations and click on Submit button to nominate to the YUKTI Innovation Challenge. So the YUKTI Innovation Challenge is as simple as this. First step, create the repository. Second step, scout. Third step, just verify the status, whether it is recommended or not recommended. The recommended ideas can be nominated. For the final nomination, click on this Manage Challenge. Click on to the Nominate Challenge. The recommended innovations are displayed in the drop-down. Multi-select is available, so you can select multiple innovations at a time and you can nominate. And what are the points to ponder here? Please exclusively just nominate the prototypes which are recently developed, and please do not nominate the prototypes or the innovations which are already received funding support from MIC. We are making the condition in the portal itself, so you won't be able to nominate. But still, please do not nominate any innovation that has already received the financial support from MIC or from MIC to YUKTI Innovation Challenge. The second important point is, please nominate the innovation developed within the last 2 academic years. And whatever the innovations you have submitted, ask your innovators to update all the details, then you nominate further to nominated because the submission followed by the verification is there. So multiple steps are involved for the nominations. So we urge all the IC institutions to reach out to the innovators as the innovators to first go through their innovations and update the files like prototype images, the video URL, whatever the things we have asked, those details should be updated by the innovators. Then you do the verification and the next step is you do the nomination. So that's all about the Innovation Challenge. And the next is AICTE Productization Fellowship. So here the APF, the innovators need to nominate. So the innovators, if they have not registered, either the IEC institutions can share the direct link for the innovators to register, or the innovators can directly come to the yukti.mic.gov.in registration page. They can select their institute and they can do the registration process. So first, they have to register in the YUKTI Innovation Repository. And second, they need to submit their prototype, idea and business model in the repository. Once they log in, you will be able to see the repository menu here. Click on this repository and click on this innovation and prototype and click on the third step is add innovation. So when you add the innovation, it will ask you this innovation and prototype and this form will be open. So for the innovators, because we know this is around more than 15 fields are there. For your convenience, we have made available this all the forms in the PDF format in the YUKTI website. So you can first, before you go for the submission, so you can download this PDF, you can type or you can enter all the data in this one, then you can go for the submission here. And please ensure all your files are updated and you can check the files in the view file in the concerned field and check your files are updated or not before you go for the nomination. So this PDF for the idea application, innovation, startups and everything we have given in the YUKTI website itself. So you can download this format and keep ready your innovation data in this format and go to this YUKTI Innovation Repository, log in and submit your innovation. So what is the third step? The third step, innovator need to follow it with your institute for the verification and scouting. As we have explained in the YUKTI Innovation Challenge also. Here also once the submission is done by the innovator, these innovations should be scouted or verified by the IEC institute. So we have given the institute contact detail also in the YUKTI portal. So innovator can refer to their contact details, they can reach out to your IEC institute using the contact details and ask your IEC in charge to assign the verifier and scout the submissions whatever you have done. So in case if they have done this if they have done the verification, you can able to see in your list of submissions. In the innovation prototype page, you can able to see the submissions. Once you submitted, here the first stage of evaluation status will be pending. Once the scouting or verification is done, if the verifier has recommended your innovation, then it shows recommended. So if it is recommended, then you can, what is the next step? You have to apply for the APF. So when you apply for the APF, as we said earlier, this APF is only for the AICTE approved institutions. So in the header itself, you can see the word AICTE, PID means the permanent ID. So if the AICTE PID is blank, either your institute PID is not updated in our portal or your institute is not approved by AICTE, then in this case you are not eligible to apply for APF. But if your institute is approved by PID, please come back to us and then share your PID, we can verify and then we can add it, then you can apply. So for the to apply for APF or any challenges, click on this fellowship and challenges, the first step, and then click on this ongoing, click here, apply. For the view button, you can see the more details about this challenge, who are the coordinator, what are their expected time and everything is given about this challenge, and click on this apply button.
Selva.
Yeah. Yes.
I think here something like that. If any student they found in their portal, in their login account of the YUKTI account, there is no PID, and if they think that their institute belongs to the is a state institution, in that case they have to approach to their institute first, not to us. they will approach to the institute first, and once the institute will approach to us, and then automatically the problem will be solved. Rather than students
That
approach,
is right.
they have to approach to the institute first.
Yeah, thank you for correcting. So if your AICT ID is not visible here, you can approach to your institute better for, they will know whether your institute is approved by AICT or not. You ask the institute to approach as the concerned zonal in charge, then we will be able to help you out. Thank you for correcting. So the step is click on this fellowship and challenge, and click on this ongoing challenge, and you can click here. Even the innovation challenge also listed here, but when the student click here, the alert message will come. This for this challenge, the institute will do the nomination. Kind of alert box will come. But this is if you are why you have given in this one, so you can approach your institute and request your IAC coordinator to nominate your innovation also. So that's the reason we have given listed all the ongoing challenges in this page. For this AICT fellowship, AICT productization fellowship, you need to click the apply button. Once you click the apply button, the list of recommended innovations will be displayed in the page. So you can able to just click the button, apply button to apply for the APF. So only 3 innovations can be applied by per team lead. One team can apply 3 innovations, but finally only 1 innovation will get selected for the fellowship. So for the application you can submit up to 3, but final selection will be 1 per team. And one more catch here, if you are not recently if you have not updated your innovation, we have given the condition check here also. When you apply, so it will give you sorry the documents are nothing. Finally check your idea and update the files. Means you need to update the files before you go for the submission, though your submission is recommended. I repeat, though your submission is recommended, if you receive this message, it means you need to update or upload your documents for the particular innovations, then come here and then click on the apply button to apply for the fellowship scheme. So that's what we wanted to say again and again. Preferably innovations developed within last 2 academic years, please apply. And also before nomination, ensure all the relevant files are uploaded and updated according to the current status of your innovation. So just wanted to reiterate the same thing, what is APF and what is YUKTI. In the APF, students can nominate through YUKTI Innovation Repository itself, and for YAC, institute will nominate up to 10 innovations per IAC institute. Here, 1 team can nominate 3, but for the common thing is all the submissions should be submitted in the YUKTI Innovation Repository, and all the submissions should be verified by the IAC institute, and having the status recommended only can be go for the next step for the both initiatives. So we have given the detailed guidelines and the scheme document in the YUKTI Innovation repository page, that is yukti.nyc.gov.in. So you can see the AICT Productization Fellowship details as well as the YUKTI Innovation Challenge details, and also the zonal in charges details for the IAC institutions are also given. Before the innovators approach the zonal in charge, innovators need to approach your own IAC institute in charges. The in charge detail also given in the portal. So thank you. This is about the portal guidance.
Okay. So what is going to happen next? So after today's session, from Thursday onwards, or even from tomorrow or today, we are going to share some very important information of scheduling our question and answer sessions. And respected zonal in charge and the innovation manager will conduct this session, and also will provide you all the guideline or the guide document for APF and YIC over email. And please start preparing the YUKTI Innovation Repository and also scouting innovations, ideas from individuals, from student and faculty and other individuals, and keep your questions ready, because this question and answer session will spend 80% addressing your queries, and it will be through the WebEx, so that one-to-one interaction will happen. And we will talk about 5 to 10 minutes about both schemes, that is APF and AIC, the eligibility criteria, and then directly we will start the question and answer session. So please start preparing to participate in all these schemes, and hope that this year we will get good number of quality innovations and applications from all our IIT institutions, and we will play our role of making this innovation ecosystem developed and established in our IIT institutions to grow to the fivefold in next 1 year, and maybe time will be there so that we all will be proud of all these initiatives, and especially contribution of all our IIT institutions, making this national university ecosystem dynamic and vibrant. Thank you all for watching us and participation, and especially thanks to all our IIT institutions. Please spread this information among students and faculty members, and we will come up with a new set of information with links, and it will be circulated soon to all our institutions by end of the day or by tomorrow. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Deepan sir, Selva madam, for briefing not only about the whole initiative but also helping us to understand that how you can initiate the whole nomination process and how every institute will like move this entire system. They are having their own innovation project here that can be used for nominating non-innovators for upcoming challenges. With this, like sir said, in like upcoming days, we are going to conduct some orientation session. It's more like a Q&A session, to be honest, and that session will help you to that session will answer your queries. Additionally, you can also reach out to us. You all are in your respective journal in charge, email IDs and contact number. You can also reach out to us. But as like sir said, timeline is very fixed. I'm requesting you all to kindly nominate 10 best innovations from your institute for the YUKTI Innovation Challenge, and also encourage your innovators to apply for this fellowship program.
Abhishek, I have another important thing. To tell all the IIT institutions.
Yes, sir.
So we have this zone-wide WhatsApp groups for IIT conveners and IIT presidents. So what we are observing that when we are trying to add our conveners and the presidents, they are exiting from the group and they are asking to somebody to join. Actually, this practice should be avoided, and we will keep on adding as per our database. We are not adding as our own. As per the database, you update in the IIC login account of your institute. Then we put the information from there, who is the convener, who is the president, and accordingly we put them into the respective WhatsApp group. And sometimes few of them they put this addition is also kind of the things, and which actually penalize us, because many of my journalists they get penalized because WhatsApp they hold their account for a few days, so actually which is not good practice also. So we are trying our best at the cost of our personal sacrificing our personal benefits. So please join the WhatsApp group by directly using the QR code placed in your IIC account or the link, and keep yourself updated so that whenever we say